My Miata's wheels are cooked. A bit like my shoe. Just have a look at those. Proper shoes. So today we're going to be replacing them with something new, something better. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we have got new wheels, and oh my word, am I excited for this. We have our trusty Swiss Army knife. Let's cut into these brand new wheels. Hell yeah, look at those. These are the all new wheels from Japan Racing, and yes, I know Japan Racing, don't kill me, but I wasn't going to be spending £1,000 plus on a brand new set of wheels for my Mazda MX5. It's a very lightweight car. This is a budget build, remember, and I wanted to go with some budget wheels that were going to last, and I have done my research. Don't worry, the tyre wall on my new tyres is thick enough that these should be protected, and honestly, it's a budget build at the end of the day, but it looks beautiful. We got that deep dish design, this old school JDM style with our lovely inside spokes, this recessed area for our bolts to go. We do have a lovely centre cap that will go in the middle. I think these are going to look absolutely brilliant on the MX-5. I've seen some pictures of these on the MX-5 and they look incredible. And I think what it's going to do is just basically give it some more shape. When you think of the Mazda MX-5, you think of it having that bubble design on all the arches and stuff, and some people really don't like that. And I think the main reason is it goes and bubbles out and then goes flat. So the idea with these is we're going to almost try and recess the bubble so it then comes back in and adds that sort of shape to make it a bit more neutral, and hopefully it'll make it look a lot better. With these wheels having a bit more design as well, I'm hoping it might make them look a bit bigger, like an optical illusion, and it might almost make that panel gap look a little bit less major. I do want to put coilovers on this car in the future, but at the moment I don't really have the money for that, and so hopefully these wheels are going to solve that problem in the meantime. Also, they have a beautiful metallic finish. They're bright silver and they're going to look so much better than the worn, crusty, dusty old ones that are already on the car. And don't worry, I am going to try and refurb those in a future video, and I'm going to try and learn for myself because I think it'd be a really cool skill to have. And as for the more boring details, these have a stock offset, a stock setup, just like the original ones. They're 16-inch rims. They're going to have 205 50/16 tyres on them as well. So they're going to be basically as stock as you can get. It's not going to change the ride at all. They're about the same weight as the stock ones as well, so that's going to be all right. And I'm really excited to get these fitted. I just wanted them to have a little bit of a different design. I thought if it's going to be about the same price to refurb the stock ones, we might as well make this car look a bit different, make it my own, and make a good modification to them with the same amount of money. And then also we can have that chance of refurbing our old wheels on a budget and just seeing if we can make them look really good, because if we can do that, then that is one hell of a skill to learn. Keep watching, because as soon as I get some tyres on these new wheels, I'm going to tell you just how much I paid for the wheels and the tyres and to have them fitted. So let's get these wheels protected, let's get them some new tyres on, and then we'll see just how well they fit to the car. I'm going to go put these away because these are heavy. So we start off by using G-Technic panel wipe to remove all of the manufacturer's grease and oils that they use to protect these wheels when they're in storage and in transit, so we can apply our G-Technic C5 ceramic coating. It's a very simple job this. All we have to do is spray it onto a nice clean microfiber cloth, ideally a G-Technic one like I'm using here, and then all we have to do is buff it off with the other side, and that is done. And then it's time to get out this little bottle of C5 which looks like a biohazard, and then all we're going to do is use the included applicator pads, only a little bit, it doesn't need to be much, we just need to soak it slightly and then just run it around the wheel. Remember, you do need to be able to buff this off within 30 to 60 seconds, and they suggest you don't do more than half a wheel. I'm only trying to keep to a quarter as it's my first time and I'm not fully trusting my abilities yet, but obviously in the future I'd use probably half. For the record, that is half a wheel at a time. Do make sure to do the whole wheel, otherwise you're just not doing a good job, are ya? Obviously, remember to do this somewhere with good ventilation, otherwise you're going to end up like Snoop Dogg in the White House. I will leave a link in the description and in a pinned comment to this G-Technic stuff and everything else that I use in this video. Okay, so there is our two wheels completely done. These two I did a couple of days ago, so they're already completed. And these are all ceramic coatings. It sort of makes them have a bit of a shinier finish. It's going to keep them protected from all the grease and the grime of day-to-day work. You know, going to be easier to wash, easier to protect from the barrels as well, to make sure the whole wheel is protected, as you want to keep your nice new wheels perfect. And these are going to be nice and done. They're all brought out the metallic flake as well. And hopefully by the next time you see these wheels, they may even have tyres on them, or they might even be on the car. So let's see. And hopefully after that, I'm going to show you them, either fit them or show you around with them on the car, and then we'll get some roller shots and do a nice cool cinematic to show off these new wheels, as this is the first time I've ever fitted brand new wheels to one of my cars. This is a 15mm bottle as well, if you're asking, and it's basically run out. And these, I know they have the best, you know, most elaborate spokes or the most surface area of any wheels. They're 16-inch wheels, but they do the whole barrel and the spokes in a 15mm bottle, which was pretty good. So for 20 quid, these will be protected for a couple of years. And yeah, by the way, this isn't sponsored. I just thought this stuff is really, really good. G-Technic, you've made some good kit here. We're also going to do a water test on these, hopefully by the end of this video, so you'll actually see if they do work. It should bead up and run off if it does work. If it doesn't, then we can always recoat them and they'll all be good. Okay, so the new wheels are on the car and they're looking absolutely sick. Now, as you can see, I've gone for a 90s JDM theme with these wheels. They're deeper dish, and you can see just how well they look in this lighting. The match they have with this shiny red paint down to the red R onto our centre cap is looking outrageously nice. We've got our exposed bolts, which are looking really nice. The silver, if you remember, the old ones were really rusty and just didn't really look good at all. You can really see the metallic flake in this light as well, and these wheels just look absolutely outrageously nice, and the ceramic coat has worked perfectly. Now, these tyres are set on Yokohama Advan V701 tyres. Now, these are sport car tyres, obviously for the Mazda, because as we know, the most important part of any of this car is its tyres. It absolutely excels on great tyres, and these are the best for handling. Japanese car, Japanese tyres. And all in all, it's just brought this whole area to life. I mean, even the brake disc and the hub looks better, the brake calipers look better, the whole wheel just looks so much better. And it's also a bit of an optical illusion, but I don't know why, but it's made the actual wheel arch gap look a lot less prominent now, and I'm a lot happier with it, even though I haven't adjusted it. It's a lot more bearable, put it that way. I would love to lower it down in the future, but it's more bearable for now, and it looks a lot better, despite the wheels being exactly the same size and spec. Now, as promised, I am going to tell you just how much I paid for these wheels and tyres. So, to pay for these and these, I paid £1,086.28. Now, that might sound like a hell of a lot of money, but I did actually get a good deal on these. These were both on sale, so that worked out really, really well. And as we know, the most important part of the Mazda is its wheels and tyres, and that is the bit that gives it its Mazda feel. It gives it the most grip, and sometimes that's the best modification you can do to your car. Cosmetically, it looks a lot better. Now, if we do include our C5 alloy protector, we are looking at about £1,106. But if we're not including that, you were just to buy this without that, it would look exactly the same. You're looking at £1,086. Now, that might sound like a lot, but obviously cosmetically, this is looking brilliant now. This looks really, really good, and it's a massive improvement. It's brought the whole car to life, and in my opinion, it's put a lot more value on this car, and especially for YouTube as well. You know, if you look at this car on camera now, it looks 100 times better than it did at the beginning of the day. Now, I didn't cheap out on the tyres because I wanted the best tyres, well, not the best tyres, but close enough to the best tyres for this car at the right price. But we probably could have easily saved another couple of £100 if we just go for budget tyres. But obviously, as we know, you never want to skimp out on tyres, because that's the only thing connecting your car to the road that it's sat on. Now, I do plan to refurb the old wheels again and have them ready for winter, because I don't really want to run my brand new rims in the winter with all the salt and everything. So we're going to try and refurb the old ones, get them looking really nice and shiny, and put them back on the car for winter. But that is for another day. So for now, let's roll the cinematic, let's get some lovely roller shots, and let's show these wheels off in their absolute best state, their most beautiful state, and the best state they're ever going to be in their entire life, let's be honest. Roll that cinematic. So my stupid self forgot to buy locking wheel bolts. So let's go in the Mazda to buy some locking wheel bolts. And for the record, yes, I know nobody's going to want to steal my JR wheels, but I'm more worried about the tyres because these tyres were not cheap. Locking wheel bolts secured. Now I'm going to be honest, I may or may not have bought the wrong ones, but now we have the right ones. So let's do this. Now what I do want to quickly do is point out the new stance, because the offset is a lot wider on these. Oh my word, is that like stance Pro Max. If I just bring it back here, look at how wide it sits now. It looks crazy. The exhaust definitely is changing now because it doesn't match the wider look on the wheels, but it's just looking so good. The locking wheel nuts I got, both sets didn't work. So the problem is the second ones, they were the right size and they went into a lock, but the socket actually wouldn't go over here because it was getting whacked up against there. So if you got these wheels, don't buy like Mutgard or whatever locking wheel nuts because they won't fit. But to be honest, the stance is looking great, so I'm happy with them overall. Now the last thing I'm going to do in this video is, as promised, we're going to see if the C5 wheel armour has actually worked. Now from a basic perspective, obviously there's a lot of brake dust as you can see, but I can just wipe it away with my hand like that, which makes me think it's worked because it doesn't leave any residue behind. But what we're going to do, it's got a watering can because obviously as you can see by the grass, the whole country's in a bit of a drought. But what we're going to do is we're going to see, tipping that on there, it all bubbles up and just pulls off. Ready? There you go. It worked. Now the whole point of the wheel cleaner is to essentially just keep these wheels protected from road grip, grime, anything else, you know, brake dust, anything that's going to damage the paintwork, and also makes it easier to clean. Because now if I just go and dry off this once very dirty wheel with a drying towel that had lots of brake dust and road grime and dirt on it, as you can see, the paintwork stays immaculate and the actual wheel, well, the wheel looks pretty much brand new again. You can remember there was lots there, it's now just gone back to a nice metallic finish and it's all looking really good. I'm absolutely so happy that worked because I really wanted to do that, because I just thought that, you know, if we're going to have nice new wheels, we might as well keep them protected and looking at their best for the longer. And obviously we know replica wheel paint can be very fragile, so obviously adding that protection, I know it doesn't do too much, but it gives you a little bit more peace of mind knowing that, to be honest, it should be a little bit better, a little bit safer, and it should last a little bit longer because, hey, who doesn't want their shiny new metallic wheels to last a long time? So I hope you did enjoy that video. I hope you enjoy the speed that we're going out with modifications on this car. Got a few more coming next week. We're going to be doing some more stuff to the inside, more specifically the radio. But I hope you all have been enjoying this, and I hope you enjoyed me showing off my new wheels and what I've done to them, you know, with the ceramic coating and everything. And I just think it's really good. Now what I'm going to do is I found the right locking wheel bolts now, so I'm going to get them. You need to get tuner style ones, and they do the same thing as these. So basically you get a little key that goes into the thing as opposed to the outside, because the socket obviously won't fit around this very small gap here where they're extended out rather than recessed into the wheel. So I'm going to sort those out. Once I get them on, I'll probably make a YouTube short or something, or I'll update you guys. But yeah, you'll be the first to know once I finally got this locking wheel nut saga over. But I hope you did enjoy. If you did, remember to leave a like, subscribe, you know the rest. Everyone else told you millions of times, I am sure. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one.